Shane van Gisbergen is the defending winner at Sonoma Raceway. He has 7 Cup Series wins and every single one came on a road course. He is the best road racer in the sport. And right now, this Sunday, he is sitting outside the chase on a track he dominated 12 months ago. So how does the best road racer in NASCAR find himself fighting for his season at the one place he should never lose? Here is where things stand. Van Gisbergen enters Sonoma 17th in the Cup Series standings, 5 points behind Ryan Preece for the final provisional chase spot. 5 points. That is the margin between being in the postseason conversation and watching it from the outside. He has fallen from 12th to 17th over his last 3 races, and the race that did the most damage happened just 1 week ago. At the Anduril 250 at Naval Base Coronado in San Diego, Van Gisbergen started from the pole. He led early. The number 97 Trackhouse Chevrolet had the pace to win on a street course where he has historically been dominant. Then a multi-car crash on a lap 32 restart swallowed him whole. He finished 38th. 1 point. That is what he walked away with from a race he was expected to win. Per Racing Insights, his chase probability dropped from 67% before that race to 20% after it. In one afternoon, in one crash he did not cause. His entire postseason picture changed, and now he is at Sonoma. Remember the title. SVG's entire NASCAR season could collapse at Sonoma, not because he is slow here, not because the track does not suit him, but because this is the last road course race of the entire 2026 Cup Series regular season. After Sunday, it is nothing but ovals, superspeedways, and drafting tracks until the chase field is locked. The ovals are where Van Gisbergen has to fight the hardest. The road courses are where he wins, and he has one left. Let us go back to what Van Gisbergen actually did here 12 months ago, because the numbers are jarring. In his only Sonoma Cup start, he qualified from the pole, led 97 of 110 laps, and won by 1.128 seconds over Chase Briscoe. Briscoe, who finished second, put it in plain terms after the race. He said that racing against Van Gisbergen on road courses felt like playing basketball against Michael Jordan in his prime. He was not joking. SVG ran every single lap inside the top 10 at Sonoma last year. He also became the first pole winner to win at the track since 2004. The dominance was not close. That is who comes back to Sonoma on Sunday needing a result to save his season. Now look at the full road course picture in 2026, because it tells you exactly why Sunday feels like a must-win. At Watkins Glen in May, Van Gisbergen started from the pole, led early, pit under green with 24 laps to go, came out in 24th place sitting 29.2 seconds behind the leaders, and still won the race. He made up that deficit in 17 laps, not by caution flags, not by fuel strategy, by simply driving faster than everyone else on the track. He crossed the finish line 7.288 seconds ahead of Michael McDowell in second. It was the kind of performance that makes other Cup drivers shake their heads. Since the start of 2025, he has run inside the top 5 for 79% of laps and inside the top 10 for 90% of laps on road courses. Those are not numbers. That is a different class of driver on a specific type of track. He now has 7 Cup Series wins. Every single one came on a road or street course. In just 62 Cup starts, that win rate on road circuits is something the sport has simply never seen before. He is already tied with Chase Elliott for the most road course wins into NASCAR's modern era. A win at Sonoma on Sunday would give him 8, tying Tony Stewart's all-time Cup record for road course victories. That is the record on the table. Here is the brutal part of the math. Van Gisbergen is not just 5 points out. To understand why this matters so much, you have to understand what the rest of his 2026 regular season schedule looks like. After Sonoma, the Cup Series visits Chicago, Iowa, Pocono, Michigan, Daytona, Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol before the chase field locks. 2 of those are superspeedways where chaos decides the outcome. The rest are ovals where Van Gisbergen has been averaging results in the mid-teens and lower. His season-best Cup oval finish so far in 2026 was a 9th place, and that came back in the spring. Since then, the oval runs have not been strong enough to move him up the standings. He has been holding his position through road course wins, and watching it erode on Sundays when the tracks have only left turns. That oval gap is the core of the problem. He is one of the most electric drivers in the sport on courses that suit him. On ovals, the margins he builds at road courses disappear, and he competes more like a driver still learning the craft of stock car racing on traditional layouts, which is exactly what he is. He came into NASCAR in 2023 from Australian supercars, where road courses like Bathurst and other permanent circuits defined his career. 3 supercars championships, 81 wins in that series, a Bathurst 12-hour victory. The toolkit he built over 2 decades of racing is road course focused, and NASCAR's oval-heavy schedule has tested every part of his game that those circuits do not sharpen. He has had 3 consecutive finishes of 30th or worse going into this weekend. He held a provisional chase spot, entering each of the last 5 races before San Diego, and has been sliding backwards ever since. The oval runs that remain on the regular season schedule after Sonoma are not the layouts where he picks up ground easily. Drivers like Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, and Ryan Preece are all lurking close to the cut line, and all of them run ovals better than Van Gisbergen does right now. If Sunday ends badly, those drivers gain ground while SVG bleeds points he cannot afford to lose. But here is what makes this compelling rather than just a crisis story. Van Gisbergen is not quietly sitting with his head down at Sonoma. Before San Diego, he went on the record about how frustrated he gets when people assume he will win every road course automatically. He said it disrespects his competition, that he holds his rivals at a high level, and that the complacency talk bothers him. Michael McDowell, who has raced against him up close, said SVG is hard to beat because he executes so well and manages tires better than almost anyone in the field. Those 2 details matter this weekend. Tire degradation at Sonoma is real. The track was repaved a couple of years ago and has aged faster than expected, leaving a surface where managing rubber across a full stint can be the difference between winning and finishing 5th. It is the same advantage Van Gisbergen used for 97 laps here in 2025. The new chase format adds another layer. Under the rules NASCAR brought in for 2026, a win is worth 55 points, but it no longer automatically locks a driver into the postseason. The old system where any winner got in is gone. What a Sonoma win does for Van Gisbergen is deliver a massive points swing at the exact moment his season needs one most. The full available haul, including stages and the fastest lap, is 76 points. Even a race win without the stage points would shift the standings picture significantly. It would not mathematically guarantee a chase berth, but it would put him in a position where the oval tracks become manageable rather than terrifying.